What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we are here with probably one of the last rebuilds of the year. Rebuilds seem to be dying off a little bit. I gotta switch it up as much as possible. Unless you guys want me to keep the rebuilds going, gotta give me more ideas. I'm losing ideas on what to do or who to do in this game in terms of rebuilding. Might change it to NBA rebuilds because all the teams that lost in the playoffs probably going to do those, but who knows? It's up to you guys. And if not, then I'll just choose whichever. But if before we get into the video, if you do enjoy Madden content, rebuilding content, any sort of this type of content, even if you're one of the 5 fans of the Washington Commanders, go down there and like and subscribe for me. I enjoy doing this content all the time, so I'm just trying to get this out as much as possible. And whenever I do get back from where I'm going, I will definitely execute whatever you guys want me to do in terms of these rebuilds or anything on the channel. Just let me know down in the comments below. But we are rebuilding the Washington Commanders today. They have a bit of an interesting situation because they were an up-and-coming team for a while, but couldn't find a QB. They could not find a QB, and they didn't even try to draft one at any point. I mean, way back at RG3 days maybe, but recently, I mean, they got Chase Young at a top pick. They've gotten Terry McLaurin over the past couple of years. They have a pretty damn good defense. Like, it's hard to not root for them when they have such a good defense. Chase Young missed his last year, and then the Commanders decided that they're not going to be picking up his 5th-year option, which doesn't make much sense because he was one of the top prospects coming out of that draft. 1, 2, he missed a year and still needed his time to come back into what he is. So now you kind of shot yourself in the foot, because if he does pop off this next year, then you have to pay him full price instead of the 5th-year option that you could have gotten him for cheaper. But that's the Washington Commanders front office. I'm sure that what's his name, Snyder, or what's the front office guy's name, the owner who just sold the team because of racist allegations and everything, or probably just a racist in general. It's a mess. It's a mess in Washington. So with new ownership, we're going to have a new coach and Champagne Chico come in and try to fix the mess that is the Washington Commanders. And I think what we're going to be focused on this year is getting some of our defensive players back. As I've already said, it's pretty much one of the best defenses in the league whenever they're all together. And that starts in the defensive line. Daron Payne is up for an extension this year. 2 years, only 8.7 over 2 years. It's not bad at all. Still a superstar. Wants to be on the team. A 2-year deal. I would not mind that. I'm just going to do this for right now. It's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. So Daron Payne is going to be coming back onto the team because we do need our defensive tackles to stay there. I think they do run a 4-3 in the Washington Commanders defense right now. Trey Turner, J.D. McKissick, I'm not bringing back. Cole Holcomb, I don't think we have another middle linebacker. I would like to keep him until he's 30, yeah. So neutral, he wants to stay with the team. We're going to re-sign him. We're going to keep our middle linebacker, not have to worry about that in any part of this rebuild unless he starts regressing. Carson Wentz, you can get out. Taylor Heineke, maybe we sign him for 1 year or 2 years. I can do 2. I would like to play for a new team. That's up to you, gang. That is up to you because I am not overpaying for you to be a backup at 30 years old. I am just fine the way that I am. Cam Sims was supposed to be good at one point for them, but I think that's going to be it, really. I think that's going to be all the re-signings that we do. Maybe we try to get Trey Turner back at the age of 30, neutral deal. Happy to sign with the organization at right guard, so then we don't have to worry about that. We can take a look at what we need on the team in terms of what spots are open and what we have to deal with. I know Sam Howell is at the quarterback position. He'll probably be the starter this year. I'm not going to be aiming to draft a quarterback in the draft this year. Logan Thomas is star development, so maybe he's able to do something. We do have Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Jahan Dotson on the team. Jahan Dotson should be really good for the Commanders' future. Brian Robinson was a great running back coming out of last draft. He got shot and then came back and just played out of his mind at points. 4-3 is what they run. Right outside linebacker is probably what we need to be focused on, though. We do have Kyle Fuller or Kendall Fuller? Kendall Fuller. Kendall Fuller on the team, 88 overall, CB1, so I would hope so. I think he's one of the only good ones. Yeah. Our cornerbacks is a weak room right now. We have Kareem Curl at strong safety and Bobby McCain, who used to play for the Dolphins, at free safety. Very small. Okay, so Holcomb is going to be our middle linebacker, of course. Right outside linebacker and cornerback is going to be our priorities going into free agency and the draft. These two guys are going to be gone. And yeah, Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson are going to be on the team. I have to take a look at what their contracts are going to look like going into free agency and going into next year to see if I can trade Antonio Gibson before we get to the season. But it's all up to what it is. And yeah, we're going to get to the free agency period and see what we can bring to this team. All right, so the 4 people I'm trying to sign in free agency right now: CJ Gardner-Johnson. My plan is to have him at strong safety, move Kareem Curl to free safety. Bobby McCain is not going to be doing the job for me. Jamal Dean at cornerback to put alongside Kendall Fuller. Evan McPherson, I know Joey Sly is the kicker, but getting older, 73 overall. Need the future. I'm not worried about right now. I'm worried about the future playoff runs that we're going to try to have. We need a good kicker. And Bradbury at center. We currently do not have a center, so trying to get all of these guys right now. All right, so we can go ahead and see who is going to accept our offers. Jamal Dean and Bradbury still are yet to decide. Well, we're probably going to have to re-offer Bradbury. Only Evan McPherson comes to the team. CJ Gardner-Johnson went to the Texans. And who else was it that we were trying to get? Not Tart. I forgot who else we were trying to get, but Jamal Dean and Bradbury still deciding. I mean, I wanted cornerback regardless, and center. I'm just going to have to re-offer Bradbury, though. Bradbury is not going to be possible, so we're going to have to withdraw that. We'll worry about center at another point. Jamal Dean is the last man to decide. Still hasn't decided yet. We're still in the hunt. Could overpay him. I don't really want to, though. And he decides and doesn't come to the team. So we only get a kicker in this free agency. Seems like a Commanders type free agency, I won't lie to you, but now we have to worry about the draft and hopefully find some good picks at where we're at, because we're definitely not taking Emmanuel Forbes at the spot that we're at because it wasn't even worth it. And now that we're in the NFL draft, we can just go ahead and simulate to our pick. The 16th pick in the draft, Christian Gonzalez gets taken right before us by the Green Bay Packers, and that was somebody that I was considering. Anthony Richardson is here, but he's around 2 to 3 talent. I don't know if I'm gonna be willing to deal with that. Emmanuel Forbes is here. Broderick Jones. Am I really gonna go against my own words and get Emmanuel? I mean, I could go Dalton Kincaid. We have Logan Thomas, but he's not that great. Dalton Kincaid could be pretty good. He could be pretty decent. Emmanuel Forbes has all C's. Like, why am I gonna put myself through that? Why am I going to put myself through Emmanuel Forbes possibly not even being that good and wasting a first-round pick on it? Might be a bit of a reach, but I like Michael Mayer. I like Michael Mayer with the stats: B deep route, B short route, A impact blocking. Run block power is not that great, but he's a possession tight end. I think he might be a little better than Dalton Kincaid in terms of an overall tight end, and that's really what we need right now. I'm not going to be worried about cornerback in this round. I feel like a lot of them are going to drop in this. So Michael Mayer coming to the Washington Commanders with hidden development, 87, 82 speed, 79 jumping, 86 acceleration. Hopefully he does pan out on our team. I did look for left outside linebackers, but there really wasn't any except for Nolan Smith, and I'm not going to be picking Nolan Smith at this pick. And John Michael Schmitz goes right before us. Another pick that I was thinking about taken by the Green Bay Packers. That is absolutely absurd because I needed a center. I'm going to go ahead and take Chartavius Martin. Has some pretty good physicals, decent stats as a cornerback. Most of the cornerbacks have these type of stats, so I need to try to at least get somebody at the cornerback position. 99 jumping as a rookie and 90 speed. Wow, I mean, I did see elite jumping, but I didn't expect 99. That's a pretty good pick right here. We're going to be taking DeMarvion Overshawn, run stopper out of Texas, A zone coverage, elite speed, B man coverage, B tackle, B hit power. In the 4th round, this is some pretty good value right here. DeMarvion Overshawn, normal development, 87 speed, 88 acceleration. Not bad. Just somebody that I need to fill in a spot right now. And at the start of the regular season, this is our lineup right now. Sam Howell is our QB1 for the time being. I'm gonna let him do his thing, see if he develops it all this season. They're gonna be doing the same in real life, so might as well just do that. Brian Robinson Jr. is the RB1, Antonio Gibson at RB2, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, all the wide receiver core right now. Logan Thomas is starting over Michael Mayer, even though Michael Mayer has a better overall. Our line looks solid. Royler is back from injury. Defense looks amazing, basically. Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, not Josh Allen. Jonathan Allen, Payne, and Chase Young on the defensive line. We didn't get much of a cornerback room, but we did add Martin, who is a 73 overall. And yeah. Davis got injured over the offseason. That's unfortunate. That's definitely unfortunate, but oh my gosh. Kareem Curl is a strong safety and Bobby McCain at free safety. Just gonna have to roll with the punches right now. Hopefully we can maybe tank a little bit depending on how the draft is in terms of the prospects for QB. If not, then figure out what we have to do in the offseason or at the midseason mark to make this team better. And at the midseason mark, we are 3-4 on our bye week right now. Very, very, very interesting. 3-4. I mean, not a bad start, but also I need them to pick a side on what they're going to do with the season. 17th in offensive yards and 31st in defensive. So our defense is definitely not showing up. Sam Howell has 2,000 yards, 14 TDs, and 6 interceptions. Rushing, Brian Robinson has 373 and 2 touchdowns. Antonio Gibson probably is going to have to go at some point right now. Jahan Dotson, our leading receiver, 478 and 2 TDs. Curtis Samuel, 404 TDs. Terry McLaurin has 0 TDs and 400 yards. Very, very, very good from the wide receiver core. Holcomb has the most tackles. Jonathan Allen has 6 TFLs. Chase Young has 5, and Montez Sweat has 5. Sacks, Jonathan Allen has 5. Chase Young has 5, and Payne has 4.5. Interceptions, Holcomb has 1, and Percy Butler, a backup free safety, has 1. Very nice coming from the team as a young, up-and-coming team. Clearly not playoff team, but players ready to negotiate right now. Don't tell me Antonio Gibson's here, because if he is, he's definitely getting packed up. Yep, there he is. But he's not able to get re-signed until week 9. There is some players that we do need to figure out, though. 111 mil. Could get Kendall Fuller back for 1 year. Chase Young, Kareem Curl, Montez Sweat. Gonna try to get Kendall Fuller on a 1-year deal. Maybe 2. I'm gonna see what he thinks about 1. This offer's perfect. All right, so Kendall Fuller comes back as our CB1 for the time being. Chase Young at 24 years old on a 3-year deal. Probably the most ideal for us. No longer term commitment, no deal. Okay, that's fine. I'll re-sign you in the offseason, don't you worry. Cameron Curl, I kept saying Kareem Curl. Cameron Curl, trying to bring him back too. Happy to sign with the organization for another 4 years on the team. 70 mil left. Montez Sweat is 26, so definitely also a neutral deal. Not looking to do much more than this. The offer is perfect. All right, so we keep our defensive line mainly. We're going to get Chase Young back at the end of the season. Curtis Samuel is 27 and an 82 overall and wants a 3-year deal. Not too sure about that, bud. Andrew Norwell, 1-year deal on the team. Good offer. Glad we got the deal done. Keeping the line as it is. Bobby McCain is up for a contract. So maybe we do have to pack up Antonio Gibson. So we have to keep in mind of everybody else that could be on their way out if need be. So 46 mil left after trying to give Chase Young his big contract. So I'm assuming that's about 65 mil left in reality. So we're going to look at the mock draft before I get into trying to trade for something or trade Antonio Gibson for something. Left tackle is the top prospect at the moment, at least for the Jets. Top 5 is a right end defensive tackle, QB, LaMarcus Lockley. Let's go ahead and see what he's about. A scrambler. Okay. Physical is not known yet. A under pressure, 8 short accuracy, B medium, B play action, and A awareness. LaMarcus Lockley, got to keep that in mind because we might have a top pick. We just might. Brad Callaway, a strong arm, top 5 prospect. Physicals could be good. Skills, A, play action, B, medium accuracy, B, deep, and A, under pressure. And B, break sack. The QBs don't look bad. They don't look bad. Kevin Schmidt, I'm not really going to be looking at because I don't see why. Our scouting room just has to do their job. They just have to do their job so we can see 100% if they are a top 5 projection or top 5 talent, or they're faking it. So we're going to have to see, but I'm still going to try to trade for somebody's pick in the first round. Maybe just a low pick just so we can have an option to get a decent player to add to the team for Antonio Gibson. But I plan to keep Brian Robinson for the foreseeable future, and we're going to see what we can get for Antonio Gibson. All right, we're packing up Antonio Gibson, a 6th and a 7th for the Bears' second-round pick. I tried to get the first, little too far from being accepted, so second-round pick is going to have to do for our backup running back. We are not planning to re-sign him next or this offseason. So I think now we can simulate to the end of the season. We took a little look at the prospects already. Yeah, hopefully the quarterbacks end up panning out, but it all depends on how we finish off the season. And hopefully we're not that good. At the end of the season, we did finish off 6 and 11. So could have been worse. Could have been worse. That's all I'm going to say. 30th in offensive yards. On the defensive side, we were also 30th. 4,000 yards and 29 TDs and 60 interceptions for Sam Howell. I was laughing at the fact that Brian Robinson didn't even make 1,000, and he's the only running back in our backfield that's competent enough. 979 yards and 8 TDs. Receiving, Terry McLaurin had 1,000 with 3 TDs. Jahan Dotson had 956 and 7. Curtis Samuel had 771 and 8. Defense, Holcomb had the most tackles again. Chase Young had 17 TFLs. Jonathan Allen had 14, and Montez Sweat had 10. Wow. Jonathan Allen had 12 sacks. Chase Young had 9, and Montez Sweat had 6.5. And Holcomb had 2 picks. Forrest had 1. Fuller had 1. Butler and St. Juste also had 1. So now we have to look at, in the offseason, of course, what we can do to get Chase Young back, and also if the QBs are legit. And at the end of the 2023 season, the Packers, who got some good prospects last year, beat the Bengals with Devondre Campbell winning Super Bowl MVP. None of our players won anything, but the Rams had 2 Player of the Years with Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp. Wow, and Aaron Rodgers is still on the Packers. I completely forgot about that. I thought it was Jordan Love for some reason. We didn't look at the roster at the beginning of the playoffs, so we'll look at it right now. Sam Howell still the low overall that he is. Terry McLaurin is down to a superstar. Jahan Dotson is still a star. Our line looks decent. Trey Turner, gonna have to go this offseason. I didn't sign him for a reason. Michael Mayer is up to a 75, while Logan Thomas has regressed. Defense still looks solid, but Kendall Fuller's down to an 84 because of morale. We're gonna have to get another cornerback. I think that's gonna be one of the main things, but everybody's morale is down except for the defensive line. I have to figure out what to do to get Chase Young back. All right, instead we're gonna be giving him a 4-year deal just to entice him a little more. By the time his contract's up, I probably won't want to sign him again, so we're going to sign him for that because that has signed such a great offer. So we keep our defensive line for the foreseeable future. Curtis Samuel, still an 83, still wants a 3-year deal, but he's up to 28 years old. Don't think I'm going to be re-signing him. Joey Sly is on the move. Bobby McCain is down to a 72. Yeah, a lot of things that we have to replace this season. 69 million to work with. The mock draft for right now, we are the 5th pick, and they have us taking LaMarcus Lockley, even though he's around 1 to 2 talents. Is this the year that we take a QB, or do we worry about filling out the rest of the team and go another year with Sam Howell? Just all depends. All depends on how this free agency goes. All right, and the 5 players that we're trying to sign in day 1 of free agency: Chris Lundstrom. Trey Turner is definitely on his way out, And Chris Lindstrom is the next best thing right now at right guard. Jalen Johnson at cornerback. Darnell Mooney at wide receiver since Curtis Samuel is on his way out. Isaiah Simmons at strong safety because I'm planning to put one of him or Cameron Curl at free safety. And John Johnson III at free safety. If anything, one of these two is going to decline our offer. So whichever one does, then we'll keep them and then withdraw the offer from the other person. So we're going to go ahead and evaluate these. And all of them decide, and all of them come to our team except for John Johnson. So I am happy with that. I like the team that we're starting to have right now. Isaiah Simmons, I think, is going to be the one that stays at strong safety, or he can just play sub linebacker. Darnell Mooney is going to be wide receiver 2. Jalen Johnson, CB2, and Lindstrom is going to be our starting right guard. Justin Herbert is here. Just too much money. Too much money to be giving a quarterback so early. It's a little bit... I find it kind of like cheating if I do that already and worry about that so soon. So I think I'm cool off that right now. And we have the number 5 overall pick. So we can either go with quarterback or left outside linebacker. We're going to have to look at the combine results. If I end up deciding to trade the pick and go up and try to get that round 1 talent in what's his name, the Brad Callaway, then I'll let you know. But if not, then you'll see me in the draft and hopefully able to get something that can make a pivotal turn on our team. All right, we are sending Mathis, Jake Fromm, and our 5th pick to the Jets for their first overall pick. I do want to see how this guy does in terms of the round 1 talent. I don't want to base everything off of that scouting report just because the top 5 is basically just generational. And this guy could be good with the weapons around him. So I'm going to test that. We're going to go into the draft with the first overall pick now. And we're going to pick the top QB prospect in this draft. And that is going to be Callaway. Brad Callaway. Strong arm. Physicals look solid. He has elite throw power, elite strength. Skills, A trucking, A under pressure, A short accuracy, B medium, B deep, A play action, A stamina. B break sack, A awareness. Strong arm, it can throw on the run too. Oh my gosh, of course he's normal development. Why would I think otherwise? Why would I think he was going to be hidden? Why did I think that he was going to be hidden? Out of Troy too. Oh, I should have paid attention to that. I would not have drafted him. I wouldn't have. 97 throw power. All right, we do have 2 early second-round picks. We could take a cornerback here. Is the round 1 cornerback still here? He is. Tyler Patton is still here. A catching, B press, B zone, 5'10", elite strength, skills, B press, B zone, A catching. I already said 2 of those. C tackle, C man. Tyler Patton coming to the team, normal development. Jeez, bro. Oh, 90 speed, 88 change of direction, 93 acceleration. We're going to go with a zone cornerback just because our cornerback room is pretty slim. Actually, we just got Jalen Johnson. Maybe we don't need that. I like this center. I might already have a center, but it's hard to pass this up whenever all the other prospects are really up in the air right now. 6'5" out of Alabama, power, A run block, A impact block. His physicals look solid. B awareness, A injury, A lead block. Hidden development, 84 strength, 81 acceleration. He can come up right behind our current center and just learn from him and be our center of the future so we don't have to pay the other guy. I'm going to take position of need right now. I am going to take position of need. Maybe I take this guy, Juan Wilds. Yeah, I'm going to take Juan Wilds. Has better stats, has better physicals. Left outside linebacker, normal development. Out of UCLA. All right, and at the start of the season, Callaway is a 75 overall. Brian Robinson is an 81. Terry McLaurin and Darnell Mooney are our main wide receivers. Terry McLaurin still hasn't gone back up to Superstar X Factor. Michael Mayer is a 76. Our line looks good. Defense, Cameron Curl at free safety and Isaiah Simmons at strong safety. Cornerback room looks solid too. Defensive line still looks the same that it's always looked. So maybe we could make a small little push for the playoffs. I don't think we're making a push for the Super Bowl necessarily with this QB, but we'll see how he does. We'll see if he ends up developing over the season, but I will see you at the midseason mark. And at the midseason mark, we are 2-4. I never understand how a high overall can be so bad. 27th offensive yards and 2nd in defensive. So our defense is showing up. Brad Callaway, 1,500 yards, 9 TDs, and 5 interceptions. Went right back to passing. Rushing, Brian Robinson has 382 and 8 TDs. Receiving, Terry McLaurin has 503 TDs. Mooney has 363 and 3 TDs. And Michael Mayer has 301. Defense, Forrest has the most tackles. TFLs, Jonathan Allen has 5, Montez has 4, and Chase Young has 4. Sacks, Montez Sweat has 6, Chase Young has 3, and Jonathan Allen has 1.5. And interceptions, Jalen Johnson has 3 interceptions, Olcomb has 2, and Fuller has 1. Okay, well, 2-4. I mean, it's our offense mainly that's such a low overall compared to our defense. Kendall Fuller could sign another contract with him. He's still an 88. Might as well just get that over with right now. 1-year deal for you. Come back to the team. Thank you. Makes my life a lot easier in terms of finding another CB1. Forrest, he turned into a solid player. I might trade him just because we have Cameron Curl and Isaiah Simmons now. And I didn't really think Forrest was going to be able to develop. Deron Payne wants a 2-year deal. Or that's the initial offer. 27 years old, 85. Has he already dropped? Andrew Norwell, our punter, the center, might be on his way out. I might not pay him. Charles Leno. Our entire offensive line is going into free agency. I'm going to get Jamie Davis back. Need more to convince him. Okay, I guess not then. St. Just, but these guys I can't offer anything to right now. I might sign them to a 1-year deal in terms of the offensive line. Offers perfect for the center. Our center is not really ready to be a starter right now. Deron Payne is down to 52, so it's a 12 mil contract for us. I'm going to get Andrew Norwell back as I think about it. Neutral deal, happy to sign. 51 mil left. Charles Leno would be ideal if he ends up accepting. Any future deals need to account for his interest. Sam Cosme. Are we about to lose both of our tackles? Could find a better team in free agency. I'm going to give a contract to Deron Payne. If he ends up regressing anymore, then I will trade him. But I'm going to give him a contract. I like the scheme. Oh, not negotiating on years. Up it or move on. Okay, well, I guess not. Maybe we can find a trade for him in strong safety. We don't have another middle linebacker in order to move it to a 3-4. Oh, I'm going to have to see about that. Let's look at the mock draft. Since we are 2-4, we might tank, to be honest with you. QB, there is a top 5 one who was a field general, Xavier Waynes. Jake Farmer at QB as well, top 5. Another QB, that's a top 5. I think we'll look more towards the offseason in terms of their stats and everything, just so I don't really get my hopes up on any of them and make some rash decision right now. I'm going to see what I can get. I'm going to see what I can get for Deron Payne. See if I can get a middle linebacker back to move it to a 3-4, because I don't think we have a backup defensive tackle after him. Defense, yeah. I mean, I could just re-sign him in free agency, but that's a lot of risk. But then also we don't have another middle linebacker. We really don't. I could sign him to a 1-year deal in the offseason. I think I might do that. I might sign him to a 1-year deal, possibly trade him, see how that goes. But I'm going to try to get something for Forrest at least. And if I have to include Payne, then I have to include Payne, and that's just how it is. All right, we are going to be packing up Forrest, the 6th and the 7th, for the Bucks' first-round pick and a player for salary cap reasons for them because they were under the cap. So that is going to do it for the midseason mark. 2-4, maybe we turn it around, maybe we don't, and then possibly get a QB at the top of the draft and forget about this QB that we got last year because he sucks. And at the end of the season, we went 5-12. Jeez. Stats and awards on the season. 25th in offensive yards. And on the defensive side, we are 17th. Brad Callaway, a man that's probably on the move. 4,500 yards, 26 TDs, and 15 interceptions. Rushing, Brian Robinson still hasn't made it over 1,000 with 18 TDs. Receiving, Terry McLaurin has 1,306 TDs. Michael Mayer has 1,006. And Mooney has 857. Defense, Holcomb has the most tackles, of course. Montez Sweat has 16 TFLs. Payne has 16. Chase Young has 16. Wow, that's a front line. Montez Sweat with 13 sacks. Chase Young with 11.5. And Allen with 6. Interceptions, Jalen Johnson has 3. Holcomb has 3. Isaiah Simmons has 1. And Fuller has 1. Okay, well, the team looks good stats-wise in terms of the defense. QB could be on the move if we take a look and see what overall he is right now. If he's still around the same 78, McClure's up to a 75, so maybe after that 1-year deal we really don't bring back Royler. Wide receivers look fine. We're gonna have to figure out the tackle situation. Defense, left outside linebacker is still a need. Yeah, the defense is solid. The defense is solid right now. I think we have to worry about the offense this year, but we're going to simulate to the offseason and see what we can do. And at the end of the 2024 season, the Chiefs beat the Giants in the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowl MVP. None of our players won any awards again. Kevin Schmidt ended up winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, one of the lower-end quarterbacks, surprisingly enough. Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year. Jalen Hurts, MVP. And Cooper Kupp wins back-to-back Offensive Player of the Years. We're up to 60 mil, so I'm a bit interested to see if anybody retired, because we just jumped up. I think we're at like 40, if I'm not mistaken, as we're simulating through the 2024 offseason to the next week. View 2024 retirements, and on our team, because Adam Thielen just retired. On the Commanders, because I was about to go to the Redskins. No. Okay, so we just have 60 million cap. We can get Deron Payne back, maybe for a year, if he ends up deciding to. 86 still. It's not a bad idea. Player friendly. I'm going to bring him back. I think I'm going to bring him back. Player-friendly deal. I would like to play for a new team next year. Whoa. That was not a bad contract. He's acting like I just screwed him. Player-friendly for the punter. Thanks for the offer, but I'm just not interested in signing. That's wild. What's the franchise tag? Put it on him. Put it on him. Put it on him. Sam Cosmi at right tackle. 26. I mean, if he accepts this, that would be great. Offers perfect. All right, cool. So we get the right tackle back. Left tackle's a bit old. He's a bit old. Jamin Davis. Player friendly. Yeah. Happy to sign with the organization. So we keep one of our outside linebackers. We still need to figure out the other one. 47 mil left. Okay, so Deron Payne ended up declining. Mock draft right now, depending on where we are in the mock draft, we'll debate. We're 4th, and Jake Farmer is a round 1 to 2 prospect, and the QBs don't seem like they're going to be great. So I think we're going to stick with our QB right now, because if we get a round 1 talent or below, it's going to be the same thing. So yeah, Sidney Franks looks like possibly the one that we're going to get, just because we still need a left outside linebacker. We do have another one at the end of the round, the 22nd actually, so maybe a halfback. That is in order. But we'll go ahead and see what we can do in free agency, see if we can bring Payne back to keep this defensive line going. I won't lie to you, I got tempted. Micah Parsons is the top prospect, a 99 overall right outside linebacker. We can just forget about the outside linebacker in the draft if we're able to get Micah Parsons here. And Deron Payne, of course, but Micah Parsons primarily. I would love to have him on this team with all the players that we have on the defensive side. That'll be insane. And both of them decide. And we get Micah Parsons on the Washington Commanders. Oh my gosh. Superstar X Factor 99 overall Micah Parsons joins one of the most dominant defenses in the league and makes it even more dominant. We don't have any more cap space anymore, but I don't think there's anything else that we can really get in this draft. Really, there's nothing. I mean, we can get our punter back, but it seems like he already got took. No, he hasn't. I don't think he has, but we're going to get one of the better ones. Wow, I was not expecting to get him. I won't lie to you. I was not expecting to get Micah Parsons on the Commanders. That definitely helps us out. Oh, no. I put him on a franchise tag, so I'll withdraw that. So that's going to do it for free agency because we have no more cap space left for actual players. Left tackle is a concern. Left tackle is a concern, so we'll draft that in the draft. QB is not going to be the way to go. JoJo Byers looks like the man for left tackle in the first round, so possibly going to do that. Gonna take a look, but I'll see you in the draft after getting Micah Parsons on the team. All right, we're just going to go ahead and go pick by pick. The Jaguars are going to take a right end and Farrell. Raiders are going to take Jack Farmer from Clemson. Didn't seem like he was a great prospect. Deron Ramsey, a right end, one that we do not need because we're going to be taking a left tackle at this position here with JoJo Byers. Down here, 6'7" out of Florida, 309, 22 years old. His run blocking isn't great. His run blocking is not great, but he does have some good pass block, and he is a pass blocker after all. JoJo Byers, welcome to the team. Hidden development, 80 strength, and everything else is solid. He looks big. That man is big. Oh my gosh. I need to get a left guard. Maybe in the second round, maybe the first round, I can get something that can be more of a talent position. Yeah, I think I'm going to be taking Evan Palmer here. There's not a lot of talent positions that can fill in and actually do something for our team. He's a power blocker, has C pass block finesse, so his finesse is not going to be great, but he has B run block, A lead block, left guard, 89 strength, hidden development, 77 acceleration, 6'3", 335, 21 years old out of Oregon State. So our offensive line is set now. QB is going to stay the way that it is. Micah Parsons is going to stay at right outside, and then we'll move the other outside linebacker to left outside and hopefully be able to figure that out. Think I might take a chance on Ramon Floyd here. An elusive back. His physicals don't look great, but his stats look pretty decent. How's he elusive, but he has D juke move? No. We're not going with him. We're going to go with Tyreek Dunn, a tight end. Could be better. Could be better than Michael Mayer. I took Michael Mayer because it was value at that position, and he still is pretty good, but Tyreek Dunn could be better in terms of a vertical threat. Maybe they can switch out. But he has a lot better physicals. His skills have A medium route, B deep route, B short route. I'm going to go ahead and take him. Normal development. You have got to be kidding me. And at the start of the regular season, Callaway still a 76. Robinson is an 84. So that's pretty good for us because we thought about drafting a halfback but ended up not doing so. Byers, left tackle. Palmer is going to be playing behind Norwell for right now, but I think we drafted him for the specific reason of him on his way out at some point. Cosme's still on the team. Offense looks solid. Defense also looks great. Michael Parsons, that red right there looks fantastic. It looks fantastic on this team. I like how everything looks. I think we could make a push if Callaway plays correctly with the team that he has. Dunn is a 75, so wasn't the greatest pick in the world, but got to take your chances on those type of tight ends because they can really be generational. But we're going to simulate to the midseason mark, see how this team's doing, and hopefully we're doing well. And at the midseason mark, we are 3-3. Don't quite understand why, because we have a 91 overall defense, stats and awards. 32nd in offensive yards. Brad Callaway, you are sorry. Second in defensive. Wow. Okay. Callaway has 1,500 yards, 8 TDs, and 4 interceptions. Brian Robinson hasn't even hit 400 at all, and we're at the midseason mark. 146 and 2 TDs. Receiving, Mooney has 452 and 5 TDs. Terry McLaurin has 440 and 1 TD. Defense, Holcomb has the most tackles. Payne has 9 TFLs. Parsons has 8. Young has 6. Sweat has 5. Sacks, Parsons has 4. Allen has 4. And Payne has 1.5. Interceptions, Martin has 1. Patton has 1. Poole and Curl have 1 too. So our offense is the worst in the league, but our defense is top 3. Players ready to negotiate. Depending on who we have to negotiate with right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Jonathan Allen just wants 1 more year. Maybe we can give him that just because it's going to be difficult without him. It's definitely going to be difficult without him. I might go all in on a QB right now just because of the fact that our team is so set right now with the overalls that they're at. It's hard for me not to go that route. We're going to do Jonathan Allen on a 1-year deal. The length is bringing this offer way down, but you want... Okay, we're going to try to get Kendall Fuller back, 1-year deal. Still wants to come back on a 1-year. Terry McLaurin, of course, I want to bring Terry back. 5-year deal for him. Excited to sign such a great offer. So we have him for the foreseeable future. Brian Robinson, I'm not sure. Depends on how the rest of the season goes for him. 36 mil left. Andrew Norwell, I don't plan on bringing back. Jahan Dotson, I would like to if he accepts this. This is exactly the offer that he was hoping to get. So that is just fine with me. Trez Way, gonna have to sign him later on, but I might go all in. Depending on how the draft looks this offseason. Maybe we wait on it. There's just not any QBs coming out of these drafts right now. I can't do much else but just go big. I really can't. We gotta pack up a bunch of picks. All right, well, we're trading for the man that we probably should have tried to get in the first draft. 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Bryce Young. I'm not trying to get the Josh Allens and all those type of players of the world just because. Why? First of all. Second of all, Bryce Young can develop with the team. I really don't see any other quarterbacks that is worthwhile in terms of getting. I did think about trading up to get Bryce Young at some point in the draft, so that's really the main reason why. I think I've only traded for him once some other time, and I was like very desperate. But right now, it just doesn't seem like there's going to be QBs coming out of the drafts that they have, and I'm not going to keep waiting and keep wasting the potential of the rest of the team when I can just pack up a bunch of first-round picks or 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Bryce Young and get what I need now. So we're going to cut 1 player because now we're over the roster cap. Going to go ahead and get rid of Morgan Moreland. And yeah. Okay, so we're going to change up the scheme, see how everything fits, but I'm going to simulate to the end of the season and hopefully this all works out. And at the end of the season, the QB trade ended up panning out 10-7 at the end of the season. Stats and awards. Bryce Young had 5,000 yards. Well, that's including his last team. 16th in offensive yards and also 16th in defense, surprisingly enough. 5,100 yards, 40 TDs, and 17 interceptions for Bryce Young. Brian Robinson, 869 yards and 10 TDs. He's just not that great. Terry McLaurin, 1,300 and 6 TDs. Darnell Mooney with 1,210 TDs. And Michael Mayer with 949 and 8 TDs. Defense, Holcomb has the most tackles. TFLs goes to Chase Young with 20. Payne with 17 and Sweat with 13. Parsons has 14.5 sacks. Jonathan Allen had 10 and Chase Young had 8. Interceptions, Holcomb had 2, Isaiah Simmons had 2, Jalen Johnson and Kendall Fuller also had 2. So we turned it around. We went 3-3 at the beginning of the season, and then we proceeded to go 7-4 for the rest of the season. So take a look at the roster real quick before we get into this game against the New York Giants. Hopefully winning that. Bryce Young's up to a 90. The line looks solid. The line looks very solid. The defense looks amazing. It looks fantastic. I think this is our chance right now. This is why I traded for a QB. And if we're not able to win this, then I don't know what I'm going to do. And the Commanders do start off with the ball and are making their way downfield as they get the first touchdown of the day. But the Giants answer back with the touchdown of their own as we're not able to get anything and punt it away. They get a field goal. We're moving downfield, 4th and 3, and we take the field goal to tie it up. They punt it back to us. We punt it back to them. Our defense is just showing up right now as we get into field goal range and we get a touchdown, 17-10 before the half, but they get a quick touchdown by Saquon Barkley. The Giants have Mike Evans on their team too. 24-17. And we move downfield and tie it up 24-24 with a minute left in the third. And they have to not punt it because they somehow got to the 35. They get another touchdown, 31-24. We convert on third down. And a penalty knocks us to the 14 because of Clark Phillips, possibly a pass interference. 3rd and 12, 1st and goal. And we get the touchdown to tie it up, 31-31 in the fourth quarter. Our defense has to stop them, and they do. Our offense just has to be able to score now. 3rd and 14, and they're not able to. Oh, they converted on 4th and 14. 2nd and 10, 1st and 10. Now they're hot. Now they're going downfield, and they get the lead. A 4-point lead with 30 seconds left. 38-34. They need a touchdown in order to win the game. And they're not going to be able to do it. And they turn the ball over. And your Washington Commanders win the wild card round. That was a hard-fought wild card round. And in the divisional, we are facing the Carolina Panthers, who went 11-6. Another game that's probably going to be difficult, but we still have to come out. We start off with the ball once again, and we go downfield and immediately get a touchdown. Our defense shows up on the first drive, 4th and 7, but our offense can't help them out. And the Panthers go downfield and get a field goal. Our offense is trying to get another touchdown on the day, and they do just that. 14-3. They punt it back to us. This might just be a blowout. 21-3. And the Panthers are trying to get back into it. 21-10. They got a touchdown, but we got one right back. 28-10. 6 seconds, and we're in the second half. 28-10, and they punt it back to us. We convert on third down, and we're going downfield 35-10. And the Panthers throw a pick to us, and we get another touchdown, 42-10. And they turn it over. We get another field goal, 45-10, 45-17, and that's basically it. We're just running out the clock. We absolutely obliterated the Carolina Panthers in their own stadium. Wow. And in the NFC Conference Championship, we are facing the last team I rebuilt, the Minnesota Vikings, 11-6. Really just have to worry about Justin Jefferson. And again, we do start off with the ball, but are not able to do anything on the first drive. We make them turn it over. We get a field goal to take the lead, and our defense is really showing up lately. 4th and 5, and we get another field goal, 6-0. 4th and 10. Wow, our defense is on timing right now as we get our first touchdown of the day, 13-0. As the Vikings are trying to answer back in some way, but are not able to, as we go down and get another touchdown, 20-0. Before the end of the second, and they get a touchdown right before the end of the first half. 6 seconds left, and that's going to do it for the first half. 20-7, they get the ball back, and they're trying to even the score, but they throw a pick, and Bryce Young gets a 9-yard rush. We are moving into scoring range, 4th and 1, and we're going to possibly take the field goal. Tyreek Dunn gets a 2-yard rush for the first down, and 1st and goal to Michael Mayer, and we get the touchdown with Brian Robinson, 26-7. It seems like we missed the field goal, and they punt it back. Wow, the Vikings offense is not showing up. We are locking up Justin Jefferson as we are trying to run out the clock, but they get the ball back. They get the touchdown, but it doesn't matter because that is going to do it for this game, 29-14, and we easily beat the last 3 teams. We just obliterated them, and we're moving on to the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, we are facing another young team in the Jacksonville Jaguars. 12-5. It just gets more and more difficult, but we have the capability to finish it off and win the Lombardi Trophy. And we do start off with the ball once again, hopefully starting off on the right note, and we get a field goal, 3-0. They throw a pick to us, and we immediately get a touchdown, 10-0, but they want to answer back and get a touchdown themselves, 10-7, and we throw a pick now to Mike Hughes, and they're possibly going to take the lead, but they only tie it up, 10-10. We have a chance, 17-10, take back our lead right now. 1 minute left in the second quarter. 3rd and 15, 4th and 7, and that's the end of the first half. 3rd and 3, and the Jaguars are trying to go downfield and do something with it, but turn over the ball to us, and we get a touchdown, 24-10, and the Jaguars got the turnover, and we're able to get the touchdown. Now we are only up by a touchdown, and we are trying to win the Super Bowl as we get the ball back because we stopped them on the defensive side. We're trying to run the clock a bit. We get to the 11 with the pass. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 1 because of a penalty possibly. 1st and goal. And I think we could finish the game off right here and right now. 30 to 17, but they immediately get a touchdown. And we miss our extra point on our side. We get the ball and we knee it. That was a scary end. I thought we were about to lose. 30 to 24. Wow, we missed the extra point. They went downfield, got 3 big receptions, got the touchdown, almost got the onside kick possibly, and then we kneel it. Oh man, that would have been bad if all of this season just rode on the fact that we missed an extra point and they went and got another touchdown afterwards. That would have sucked. But the Washington Commanders, I think, winning their first Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. If they did, it was before they were the Commanders, definitely. And also probably the Redskins. And at the end of the 2025 season, your Washington Commanders win the Super Bowl against the Jacksonville Jaguars, with Bryce Young winning Super Bowl MVP. And none of our players or coaches winning any awards. But we won. Oh, they actually have 4 Super Bowls. When were the other 3? I guess my NFL knowledge is not up to standard because I don't recall them winning it. It was possibly before the Dolphins even won theirs. But if you did enjoy that, please go down there and like and subscribe for me. If you want me to keep these rebuilds going, let me know, but give me some ideas because I'm running out. I'm not going to lie. I am running out. But I'm possibly going to be doing an NBA rebuild pretty soon. Maybe this next week just to see how it does and see if you guys like it. But yeah, again, if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.